Hey, how you doing, everybody? As always, this is JD Lewis with Untamed Conversations. Today, I'm coming at you with a little bit of a different episode because I'm feeling some sort of way. You know, I'm a little bit in my feels, and which is fine. We're allowed to be. I'm going to be talking about politics in sports, pretty much youth sports up until, let's say, 17 years old, and what goes on. And how screwed up it is. You know, I feel like with youth sports nowadays and the way things are, it doesn't matter if you're good or if you're bad. It's all about politics and who's got the most money and who's got this. And we're going to get into this too, about coaching and why coaches leave, why coaches decide, you know what, this isn't for me, I'm not doing this shit. So let's get it started. By the way, we had a game tonight, my first softball game of the year. We did lose, but it was a great game. You know, couple hits, nice, few nice diving catches. Our team played great. You know, you win some, you lose some. But let's really dig into this. I mean, I was an athlete my whole life growing up. You know, I played tons of sports, and yes, I had my dad coach me. So I think the difference is, though, that when my dad was coaching me, if I didn't play well, I came out. There was no, oh, hey, coach's son, he gets to do whatever he wants. Absolutely not. I mean, this was, if I wasn't playing well, you're done. You're out. You know what I mean? It was no favoritism. It was no daddy ball. It was nothing like that. And I think that nowadays that's all you have. And this is why coaches are scared to talk about what they want to talk about and teach you how to play and do this and do that. I think that they hire these great coaches and then they get strong-armed. Because if the parents have money or the parents have clout or the parents have some weight that they pull, these poor coaches get let go. They get fired. They get put up against a wall where you have to play kids that aren't that fucking good. But because their parents make money, they get to play? That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. The politics in sports drives me nuts. And if you can hear it in my voice, I'm a little heated about this because I see it day in and day out. And you know what? Maybe I should take my own advice and start coaching and try to help these kids because there's no way you can sway me. You know what I mean? If you're good, you're going to play. If you're not, unfortunately, you're not going to play. Don't get me wrong. Like coach pitch, Little League, everybody plays, as they should. This is where kids learn. They learn to play the sport. With Little League and coach pitch, junior majors, things like that, it shouldn't be best kid plays because these are 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds learning to play the sport. You want to play travel ball, you want to play AAU, once you get to high school, then yes, the best kids will play. If you're not the best, you're not going to play. But if you put somebody in there that is not good, but their parents gave the boosters money or they made a donation to the school and they get to play, I'm sorry, excuse my language, absolute fucking crap. You know, like I said, you can tell I'm on another level tonight. It just, it struck me hard. I was listening to other people talk about what their kids are going through. It really made me mad. You know, like you look at my daughter, she plays softball and I'm going to throw it out there. I'm not going to say names, but she has great coaches. Her whole coaching staff is amazing. The team she plays for is amazing. They all play. It doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, whether you're a rookie, a veteran, everybody plays. As you should when you're playing Little League baseball. There are certain teams, and I observe everything, and I see everything. There's times where I want to speak up and I don't. There's Little League teams that kids play because their parents are the coaches. And that's fine. I mean, if you think that's the only way your kid is going to play, if you're the coach, you need to rethink what you're doing. Because it is absolutely asinine. These are 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids that just want to play baseball, play softball, and have fun. And we're playing daddy ball, mommy ball, politics. Bullshit. I said it before when I was growing up and my dad was my coach. Yeah, my dad was my coach pretty much my whole life. And once I played travel ball, obviously he wasn't. I had Joe Norco, rest in peace. He was one of my favorite coaches. The Connecticut Dogs. We were the originals. There's the Connecticut Dogs now, but we were the OGs, and that was a great team. And yeah, my parents spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for me to play on that team. But you know what? No matter what kind of money you spent, if you weren't good, you didn't play. There was no politics. There was no, you know what, the coach, you know this. No, if you weren't good, you didn't play. And unfortunately, there were people like that. There were people on my team that parents spent $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 and they didn't play. But you know what? You still got the experience. You still got to have fun. But to me, looking at some of these stories I've seen on, I think it was ESPN, about one of the coaches, I forget where he was from, and I should do better research on this, but he quit because he was tired of the politics and the bullshit. And he had just won another state championship in high school. I believe this was football. And he quit. Because nowadays, it doesn't matter about the talent. If your family has the money and they want to be a booster and they want to make a donation, they want to, build a wing in the school, then you're going to play. Whether it be baseball, whether it be football, soccer, hockey, lacrosse. It is such a different day and age. And I just think that we need to get back to what we used to do. Who cares if you're being threatened by a parent? Who cares if you're being blackballed? Just, if you want to win, you play the best player. And that's how it's always been. Again, like I said, in youth sports, that's different. Everybody plays. Once you get into that competitive nature, it's no longer about, how do I say, it's no longer about if you're just on the team. You have to be good to play. And that's why when you hit high school, people get cut, whether it be baseball, football. If you can't hack it, you don't play. And everybody's an all-star in Little League. Everybody shows out. Everybody comes to play. And what separates that is when you do play travel ball and AAU. And also at the same time, I know there's people out there that can't afford travel ball and AAU. And it's unfortunate. Not that they can't afford it. It's unfortunate that their kids aren't going to get the same chance to play like these kids that are playing travel ball. And I think that the kids that play travel ball get looked at a little differently. And obviously I'm a prime example because I played. I got looked at by a lot of decent coaches, and when I went to high school, they knew I can play. I think that these kids that unfortunately aren't able to play travel ball, they don't have a leg up. But if you're good, you can prove yourself, and I've seen that done as well. So I think when it comes to sports, high school, college, whatever, college a little different. I mean, you can't really, I don't think, obviously parents don't have an influence in college, but you sure as hell the boosters do. If these people are paying $1 million per, you better, pretty much be ready for them. If they say, this is who I want to start, that's who's going to start. So I just think that this generation and this time of, whether it be, and again, not youth sports, because when it comes to youth, they're all doing what they need to do. Hannah is on the best team possible. She plays for great people. And I would never, ever want her to play for anybody different when it comes to the coach pitch and kid pitch and this and that. But once you hit that certain age and you do start playing travel ball and you do this and that's when it turns into a politic game. It's, who's got the bigger sword, who's got the bigger wallet, who's got this, who's got that. And I think that we need to learn as I don't know if you say as a culture or whatnot, that just because you have the most money or you have the most pull or this and that doesn't mean that your kid should play. I'm sorry. If a coach is getting strong-armed and threatened that they're going to get fired because one of the boosters' kids doesn't play, maybe you should be paying for private lessons for your kids instead of giving all this goddamn money to the school. But that's just my thought. Like I said, I've been through it. I was blessed as a kid to be able to play travel ball, to be able to play in Long Island, to be able to play in Texas, the Dominican, I think every other weekend we were in Long Island. I mean, I was blessed as a child to play the sport I loved with a team that was so superior to everybody else, it was ridiculous. I played with some of the best athletes to ever come out of Connecticut. Our travel ball team was insane, and it wasn't daddy ball on our team. Joe Norco, again, rest in peace, God rest his soul, one of my favorite coaches. He didn't play that daddy ball bullshit. You had me, you had his son, you had a couple other of my friends. I mean, there's some people that were very good athletes. It doesn't matter who you were. If you weren't playing up to your full potential, he didn't start you. And it even happened to me. I mean, no matter how much money my parents put towards the Connecticut Dogs or the league or the travel or whatever, I had an off couple months. So you know what? For 4 or 5 games, I didn't play. I was on the bench. I took my head out of my ass and I made it work. So like I said, it doesn't matter. You don't have coaches like that anymore. And the reason is, I don't blame the coaches whatsoever. I don't blame these coaches at all. Who I blame, again, are the parents. I played for some of the toughest coaches you'd ever see. And one of the coaches I played for, he is a local from Milford. His kids played sports. He was a great coach. He coached with my dad. I mean, these coaches that I had are nothing to what they are now, and it's not the coaches nowadays' fault. I don't blame anybody that coaches nowadays. They have, how do you put it? They have handcuffs on them. There's only so much they can do. They can't yell. They can't reprimand. They have to, yes, you did great. Yes, you did this. Yes, you did that. The way you learn is from failure. The more repetitions you do, the better you're going to get. So, to me, the fact that these coaches nowadays can't do that because when the parents listen and the parents watch and they feel like they're being mean to their child, it's insane to me. I've been headbutted when I was playing football. I have had people grab my arm, scream in my face. You know what? Did my parents like it? Probably not. But did I go cry to them and say, please have the coach fired, please do this, please do that? Absolutely not. Half of the people that coached me when I was a kid made me the person I am today. You know what? I may not be perfect yet, but I'm sure as hell getting there. And everything I have, this specific day and age, everything I went through, my coaches from my youth and my travel ball days helped me get to where I am. There's things I still think about all the time when it comes to certain people. I guess I would say if you're a coach out there now and you're nervous, you don't know what to do, how to handle certain kids, I would say dig deep. Dig way down deep. And tell yourself, am I playing the best kids or am I just playing certain kids because I was told I have to? This day and age, I'm sorry, the best players should play. And if people's feelings are hurt and parents are upset and they want to cause a scene, let them. It's going to happen. But don't compromise the way you coach because these parents are going to try to write you up and try to get you fired and try to get you in trouble. It is a crazy day and age we live in now where everybody feels entitled. And yeah, I'm going off to the side a little bit here, but everybody in this new generation is me, me, me. Give me, give me, give me. I don't want to work for fucking shit. And it is absolutely insane. Okay? Everything I have, me and my wife worked for. We weren't hand-given anything. We weren't, hand-fed shit. Everything we have, we busted our ass for, whether it be jobs, sports, school, whatever it was. We killed ourselves to make sure we can be where we are today. So I think when it comes to politics and sports and this new generation, we need to have a pause and a rewind. And I think people need to understand that at the end of the day, when it comes to youth sports, yes, we are there to learn. We are there to teach. You want to have fun. You want to be with your teammates. This is how you make friends. But once you get to that extreme level and that top tier level, it shouldn't matter who has what and who gave this. It should be who is the best talent. And I'm sure it's hard. I mean, I'm sure my dad dealt with it, and some other coaches that I know that I still talk to, I'm sure they dealt with it. But, to be the best on the field, and then to be the best on the field because your daddy paid $100,000 to the school is a big fucking difference. I see too many kids that don't get a shot because their parents don't make enough money, their parents don't donate enough money, their parents don't do this, their parents don't do that, and that is complete and utter bullshit. I think that parents should stay out of it. Go to your kid's game, enjoy it. Let them learn, let them have fun, and if they're not starting or they're not in the game, ask them after the game, hey, what's going on? What did you do wrong? What are you still trying to learn? Don't go right to the coach and say, hey, my kid is amazing. What did you do wrong? No. Take some responsibility. Talk to your child, whether it be your little boy, your little girl, whoever's on that travel team, talk to them. Are they putting in the work? Because I can tell you right now, I was doing 150 to 300 swings a day in my goddamn backyard with my dad to make sure that I was doing the work. So if you're taking 10 swings in the backyard with your child and you say, you know what, they've been busting their ass, use your brain, okay? That's not work. That's going outside saying, you know what, I'm gonna give them a couple minutes of my day and let's see how they do. Absolutely not. I did 150 to 300 swings a day. I was taking ground balls. I was taking pop flies in the backyard. I was going down to the field behind the library in Milford and hitting 100 balls off the tee. 100 balls from my dad when he had the net in front of him, the L screen, so he wouldn't get hit. That's what work ethic is. It's way too easy for people nowadays just to say, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to work for it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm sorry. That time for me is over. My daughter, our daughter, works for everything she has. She wants something, she works for it. She has an iPad, she worked for it. She gets allowance, she worked for it. Okay? Special treats, responsibility, she works for all of that. And again, I know it's a little different tonight. It sounds like more of a rant as opposed to, spitting knowledge and, talking to people and whatnot. But it was really on my mind, and this really dug hard at my heart. I'm tired of good people getting hurt by the system because they don't play by the rules. There is nothing wrong with coloring outside the lines, and I will do that till the day I die, okay? If I go to a softball game for my daughter when she gets older and she's not playing and I spent $5,000 on that team, I'm not going to go down there and complain to the coach. I'm not going to yell at the coach. I'm going to ask the coach after the game, hey, what do I need to do to make my daughter better? What the fuck do I need to do to get her to be where she needs to be so that she's not sitting on the bench? That's what you do. It's called hard work, and everybody needs to have work ethic. It's so easy nowadays just to pass on the work to somebody else and not take responsibility and not be responsible for what you have to do. And I think that's why a lot of the generation is the way they are now. It's, again, like I said, that me entitlement, where me growing up and my cousins growing up and some of my family, my sister, we had to do things for ourselves. We had to bust our own ass. Nothing was handed to us. And the whole point of this, the politics in sports, was just to let people know, support your local coach. Don't hate on your local coach. Don't destroy your local coach. Don't scream at your local coach. Give him a gift card to go out to lunch with his family. Take care of him. Smile. Chat him up. Chat her up. Let them know that they're doing a good job. Because nowadays, these poor coaches do not get enough recognition. Because I can tell you right now, my coaches that I had as a kid, like I said before, they will stick with me until the day I die. I will remember my coaches. I will remember what they did for me, how they taught me to be a better person, be a better athlete, be a better son. And I think that's something we all need to understand. there is a very slim chance that your child who plays sports is going to make it pro. You know, so if those 15, 16, 17, 18 years of playing a sport and they don't make it pro, I hope that your child at least learned how to be a good person, be a good teammate, and learned, you know, coping mechanism skills. Because I know for a fact, again, that my coaches were always there by my side. They always helped me. They always made me smile when I was sad. They always, you know, picked up my tears when I was going through something. And I think that's what you need nowadays. These coaches are so good to our kids, and I think we take it for granted. You need to look in the mirror and realize how good these people are and how much they are teaching our kids. And again, that was just my little rant tonight. I wanted to really dig deep and get into this because it's been bothering me for a while. It's been on my mind, and I've seen it firsthand, and I don't want to see it anymore. You know, I don't want these coaches to be afraid to do something because they think they're going to lose their job. Keep doing what you're doing. All you men, all you women out there that are coaching are young talent, whether you're in youth sports, once you get to high school, college, keep doing what you're doing. We all support you. Not everybody is against you, and we want to see you do well. So, again, as always, this has been JD Lewis with Untamed Conversations. Everybody have a good one.